I'm going to start this story not at the beginning of my fortune, but at the moment it all shattered. Picture this, 6 months. That's all it took. 6 months to go from being a regular guy, just making ends meet, to holding 2 million naira in my hands, feeling like I'd finally broken free. And then, 6 months later, I was staring at a blank bank account, a locked office door, and a single, chilling text message from my business partner. Sorry man. It's done. You were too trusting. 2 million naira. Gone. Not through a bad investment or a market crash. It was through a smile, a handshake, and a carefully woven web of deceit by the person I trusted most. This isn't just a story about losing money. It's about losing a piece of yourself, about the crushing weight of regret, and the terrifying lesson that sometimes the biggest threats come from those closest to you. Let's rewind. Before the 2 million, before the betrayal, I was just trying to figure things out. I'd always had a knack for spotting opportunities. My background wasn't in finance or big business. It was actually in, mention a mundane, relatable background, e.g., graphic design, local sales, even just being unemployed and looking for a break. The opportunity came through, mention the type of business, e.g., a local supply chain, a digital product, a niche service. It was something simple, almost overlooked by others. My friend, let's call him Tio, was already dabbling in it. He saw my drive and proposed we partner up. Tio was charismatic, had connections, and a way with words. I was the one who could spot the market trends, crunch the numbers, and tirelessly execute. It felt like a perfect team. We started small, with just a few thousand naira. We reinvested every profit, worked tirelessly, sometimes sleeping in the small office we rented. And then, the explosion. A big deal landed. Briefly describe the nature of the big deal without getting too technical, e.g., a major contract, a sudden surge in demand for our product. Overnight, our small venture transformed. The money started pouring in. We were clearing hundreds of thousands, then 1 million, then 2 million naira in net profit within just a few months. It was exhilarating. I felt invincible. Looking back, the signs were there. Small things. In hindsight, glaring red flags. But when you're riding high, blinded by success, you dismiss them. Teo started handling more of the finances. You focus on operations, I'll manage the books, he'd say. He became evasive about certain clients or deals. Just trust me, it's handled, was his common refrain. There were always excuses when I asked for detailed statements or access to the main accounts. The accountant is busy, I'll send it next week. I told myself he was just protecting me from the stress. He started living lavishly, more so than our shared profits suggested. I questioned him once, and he laughed it off. Networking man. Gotta look the part. I believed him. The biggest sign? My own gut feeling. A persistent, nagging whisper in the back of my mind that something wasn't quite right. But I silenced it with the euphoria of our success. The final act of the play was orchestrated with chilling precision. It started with a crucial new client, a massive opportunity that promised to triple our profits. Teo handled all the negotiations. He told me he needed me to focus entirely on preparing for the increased demand. He even set up a new bank account, specifically for this project, supposedly to keep things separate and clear. This account is for project expenses and payments only, he explained. You'll manage all deposits and withdrawals for the new project through here. I'll handle the main business account. It seemed logical. I deposited a significant portion of our existing funds, my portion of the existing funds, as I later realized, into this new project account to get things rolling. I was busy. So busy with the preparations, the hiring, the logistics. I worked day and night, fueled by the dream of what this new deal would mean. Tio was constantly encouraging, supportive, always there with a smile and a pat on the back. We're going to be set for life, man, he'd say. And I'd smile back, utterly oblivious. Every check I signed for materials, every transfer I made for new equipment, was from this dedicated project account. It felt like I was building something incredible. But what I was really doing, without knowing it, was creating a paper trail that isolated me as the primary financier and operator of that specific account. Then came the day of the big client meeting. Tio was supposed to pick me up. He never showed. I called, no answer. I rushed to the office. The lights were off. The door was locked. My key didn't work. Panic set in. I called the main office landlord. They informed me the lease had been terminated weeks ago. Weeks ago? I immediately checked my bank app. The project account I'd been so diligently managing was empty. Every single Naira, gone. Then the text message. The one I mentioned at the beginning. Sorry man, it's done. You were too trusting. The full horror dawned on me. Teo had systematically siphoned off the main business profits, leaving me with the project account to manage. He'd made sure I was the one signing off on the large sums going into it, creating the illusion that I was handling vast amounts of money that were, in fact, disappearing. The new client? A ghost. The big deal? A fiction designed to keep me occupied while he cleaned house. The smile. His constant, reassuring smile. It wasn't genuine support. It was a mask for his greed. A celebration of his victory over my naivety. I reported it. The police, the banks. But the paperwork Teo had meticulously crafted, the false trail he'd laid, made it incredibly difficult. My signatures were on everything related to that specific project account. It looked, on paper, like I was the one who had mismanaged the funds, even though the bulk of our original profits had vanished from the main account, which only he had true access to. The regret was a physical weight. Not just for the money, but for my trust, my hard work, my dreams. I lost friendships. Some people even blamed me. I was plunged into debt, lost my apartment, and had to start from absolute zero, emotionally and financially. It took years to rebuild. Years to trust again. Years to understand that some smiles hide the darkest intentions. I learned the hard way that ambition, while powerful, must always be tempered with extreme caution, especially when money is involved. I learned to scrutinize, to verify, and to never, ever let someone else have complete control over my financial destiny. So, what's the unspoken story here? It's not just about 2 million Naira. It's about the ease with which betrayal can occur when trust is absolute. It's about the importance of protecting yourself, even from those you consider friends. And it's a stark reminder that some people will wear the most charming smile while they are actively tearing down your world. Have you ever faced such a betrayal? Have you lost everything due to someone else's deceit? Share your experience in the comments below. Let us know what warning signs you missed, or what lessons you learned. If this story resonated with you, if it sparked a flicker of fear or curiosity, then hit that like button. And for more true psychological and dark life stories, subscribe to Unspoken Stories and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next chilling tale.